All right, ladies and gentlemen, Ben here with MLM Monday, episode 141. Today we'll be talking about what is your unfair advantage and how do you set yourself up to win in this season and in this time apart from all the others here inside of the space. So as you're getting started, if you're watching on replay, go ahead and comment below watching on replay. If you're watching live, you can comment watching live. Michael, good to have you here on the line. Peter, good as always to have you here. So as you're jumping in, I'm talking about the unfair advantage that makes all the difference in the world. And so let's talk about what is not an advantage between different companies here in the space. Inside of direct sales and network marketing, there was an older thought years ago that the unfair advantage all came down to just the actual field leadership being the game changer, that you at corporate just needed to have a killer product and an amazing product in the space that was life-changing and a great comp plan, and that if you did that right, if you paid your comp plan on time and you shipped your product on time, that leadership and the people in the field would create your unfair advantage. They would create the training, they would create the systems, they would create the content that people should be sharing to win inside of the space. Now, let's fast forward. It's 2020. Many of you are already preparing for 2021, and you start to look at what are the companies who are dominating in the space doing differently than the companies who are right where they are, right? Well, that comes down to creating an unfair advantage in the space. And what are they doing? It's not just field leadership folks. I'm seeing it time and time again. I know we talk about it on this show. We've talked about what's going on in the space, but the world's changed, right? We talked last week about the feedback loop and how for years corporate teams have just met with their top leaders after a training and asked what's working, what's not, and tried to work through all the assumptions and get to the real data to know what they need to change, what they need to update in their company for their company to work and win. And today, more than ever, data is winning. And what I mean by that is that most direct sales companies in space today have lots of data after people are members, after their customers, but no data, literally none, on how they're actually becoming members, and how they're becoming customers. Hear that distinction for a moment. So how powerful would it be if the executives and the marketing teams, hey, Jacob, thanks for joining us, if the people who run direct sales companies, if they actually had real data on what's working and what's not? What would that change in the conversation for people running direct sales businesses if they knew? Like if they could actually point to, yeah, this is the exact content in social media that's helping our folks get more retail customers. Hey, this is the exact message that when someone leaves a voicemail and they send a text, and then they send this, and then they send this, and then they send this, that's actually getting someone to enroll. Hey, after they get people to a webinar, it looks like we invite them to a three-way call and we get people to get started. Or hey, we invite people to a three-way call first, and then we invite them to the webinar and people get started. You don't know any of that until you actually start tracking it. You have no idea what's working and what's not for your business until you start tracking it. I know it sounds simple, and we teach our own people in direct sales to track how many calls did you make today, how many Zoom meetings did you have, how many people did you talk to, and many teams talk about tracking. It's all manual. I say all this to say, what would it be like if you decided to create the unfair advantage for your distributors? I'm speaking to the people who run direct sales companies here in the space, not just you as team leaders who are watching here today, and some of you are executives on the line. But what if your company decided to create an unfair advantage where they did the work of actually providing the content and looking at the data of what's working and what's not each month and continued to create what's working? Now, if you're watching this live today and you're an MLM executive in the space, or you're a direct selling executive, and you're saying, well, how can that be? Yeah, there's tools in the space today to be able to do that. It's possible. Your competitors are already doing it in the space. Like if you're not yet running your business with a predictive actions platform and tracking what people are sharing and tracking what they're doing and tracking what's getting sales and what's not, you're missing out. Because you can literally know every single week exactly what your people are sharing and doing and what's getting people to your shopping cart. But you have to actually do the work. And if you want to fly blind and be like the thousands and I say thousands of direct sales companies that do fly blind in the space, and you can have their results. And the truth is, if you want to step forward and win in 2020, you have to change the way you make decisions. And the only way you can do that is with better information. You read books like Principles with Ray Dalio. He shares the story of building Bridgewater Capital, this incredible fund over the last 20 plus, 30 plus years, right? And his whole difference is data decisions, right? I got to thank our client, Doc Peterson over at Zinzino, who shared Principles with me years ago. Fantastic to understand data-driven decision-making instead of just your gut or what you think or what you feel as an executive or as a leader on your team. That's the key. If you want to know more about data-driven decision-making or how to do that in your direct sales company, maybe you need help, send me a message here on Facebook, comment below on the video. We'll get you connected up to the team. You definitely deserve to check out what's going on in predictive actions in the space today, because it's the game changer between the companies that are winning and with an unfair advantage and the ones who are just getting what they've always had. All right, gang, have an amazing Monday. Talk with you soon. Bye for now.